Gusto niya ipakita sa lahat na maganda. But alam natin, sa story, yung queen disobeyed her, and syempre napaka ng kanyang pride, tinanggal niya ito. And that is why, he searches for a new queen, and alam po natin, para naging Miss Universe po ito. Tinawag po lahat ng mga magagandang babae sa kingdom. And alam din po natin, na ang kanyang napili, no, ang tawag sa Tagalog, no, ano ba yun? Napusuan, pero bahagi ba yun? Nabighani po siya kay Esther. Sobrang bighani niya kay Esther that she made her queen. No, she made her queen. And mababasa po natin yan sa Esther chapter 2 verse 17. Now the king was attracted to Esther more than to any other women. And she won his favor and approval more than any of the other virgins. So, fast forward tayo ng konti, pumasok po itong si Haman. Although hindi po sinasabi sa Book of Esther kung bakit itong King Xerxes paborito niya si Haman. Kasi kung makikita niyo po dito, in this instance, Esther chapter 3 verse 1 to 2, he elevated him a seat of honor higher than all other nobles. So para siyang prime minister, no, next to the king, and all royal officials of the king's gate knelt and paid honor to Haman, for the king had commanded this concerning him. Pero, ito pong ating superhero na si Mordecai would not kneel down or pay honor for him. So, syempre, kung ikaw ang taong kagaya ni Haman, naghahaman sa power, no, gusto niyang recognition kasi lahat ng tao doon ay sumasamba sa kanya na kneel down before him except for Mordecai. And alam niyo po, lalo pa siyang na-challenge because he learned na sino ba itong tao na ito na hindi na honor sa akin? He learned that Mordecai was a Jew. And syempre, during that time, sila po ang namumuno, no? So, kaya lalo po siyang nagagalit. And so, it was a challenge to him because the people were saying, exempted ata itong mga Jews, di mata kaya ito sila, no? So, lalong na-fuel yung galit ni Haman. And so, matutungayan natin that Haman later on agreed to the plan na sinabi niya, he went to King Xerxes and said, itong mga Jews are a threat to this kingdom. And that is why, ngayon pa lang, we have to deal with them. By what? We have to execute them. No? Sa sobrang ganda ng kanyang plano, very evil plan, alam niyo pong ginawa nila, nag-roll pa sila ng dice called Purim to determine the date. Kaya yung eksaktong date, napatayin nila yung mga Jews. So, ganyan po ang naging kwento nito. That was his plan. And ito pong si Mordecai, upon learning of this incident, alam niyo po ang ginawa niya. He tore his clothes, put on his sackcloths, and fasted. Ganun po nangyari. And so ito pong si Esther, dahil siya po ay inalagaan ni King Mordecai, nung nalaman po niya ito, ay he wanted to comfort Mordecai. But Mordecai refused to be comforted. And sinabi niya kay Esther, dito na yung mga famous line na, maybe I'll place you there to be queen for this very purpose. And alam natin, Esther risked her life, no? Esther risked her life in this instance kasi alam natin before that during that time, pag hindi ka pinatawag ng queen, ng king, no? Sa kanyang presence, you run the risk of being killed. Si Esther was made popular dun sa kanyang line na she said, if I perish, then I perish. Yun po yung naging line ni Esther. So, sabi niya dyan, ginawa ni Esther, sumunod siya kay Mordecai, being his cousin, kasi sabi ni Mordecai, kung papatayin lahat ng Jews, huwag mo kalimutan, Jew ka rin. Kasama ka rin dyan. So, she risked her life. What did Esther do after fasting? She said to the king, my petition and my request is this. No? Ang ginawa niya, without immediately telling her petition, sabi lang niya, let the king and Haman come tomorrow to the banquet that I will prepare for them. Which the king gladly obliged. No? And so, matutungayan natin na nung una po silang pinatawag ni Esther at ng king, wala po siyang ibang sinabi kung hindi, can I invite you again for another dinner, for another banquet? And syempre, siguro nagkainuman na sila. Ito po si Haman, nung umalis po siya nung first night ng dinner nila, nakita niya ulit si Mordecai. And again, Mordecai refused to honor him. Kasi para kay Mordecai, ang pwede lang magbow at sambahin is siya Yahweh. So that night, through the conspiracy of his wife and other people, sabi nila, tomorrow, kasi may second banquet kami, I will request for Mordecai to be hanged. Ang tawag ko doon ay gallows. Mamaya papakita ko yung issue ng gallows. So, ganun po ginawa niya, and pinataasan niya po ito. He made a gallows of 75 feet. Sabi niya, bukas na bukas, ipapabitay ko na ito sa Diyos. So, we also know that in that night, ano pong nangyari? The king could not sleep. Hindi po siya makatulog. Eh, sa panahon na yon, pag hindi nakakatulog yung mga king, anong ginagawa nila? Tatawag sila ng mga musicians to play for them. But in this very instance, kasi nga sabi natin, this is a story of reversal. Hindi po siya makatulog, and the king decided, can you read to me the book of the Chronicles? Yung mga nangyari during his reign. And in this instance, it was brought to his attention, ito pa lang si Mordecai, once saved the king, but was not given recognition. No? He saved the king from a plot, exposed itong si Bigthana and Teresh. So, na-remember ng king ito. And that is why, kung si Haman, ang sabi niya, the first thing in the morning, i-request mo na makapitahin ito, si king, what he had in mind was the first thing in the morning, I had to honor this man who once saved my life. So, in an ironic twist, no? Nung umaga na yun, nakita ng king si Haman. And so, tinanong si Haman ngayon ng king, ano ba ang pwede kong gawin sa mga taong nag-save sa aking buhay? No? How can I honor this man? And when Haman entered the king's presence and he asked, what should be done to the man that the king delights to honor? Siyempre, kung ba ba ang i-honor niya kundi si Haman, who was his right hand? And he said, now Haman said to himself, now, who is there that the king would rather honor than me?